Well, as you can see behind me, ZANU PF delegates, the last of the ZANU PF delegates, are departing the Robert Mugabe Square, the venue of the ZANU PF Congress that has been taking place here over the past 3 days. It was a compacted program, cut down from 6 days to 3 days to reflect the cost-cutting measures, the imperative by the Emmerson Mnangagwa administration to now start lowering costs for government to reduce its expenditure. Now, this Congress was being held here in Harare. It was an extraordinary Congress of the ZANU PF party, the first time the party was convening without its former leader, President Robert Mugabe. On the agenda of this Congress was the confirmation of new President Emmerson Mnangagwa as the leader of the party. He was also to be confirmed as the party's candidate in general elections due in 2018. The party also ratified decisions that were made to recall party members or to reinstate party members who've been fired from ZANU PF since 2014. Zimbabwe's ruling party has been ravaged by infighting over factionalism. The key issue was who would replace former President Robert Mugabe. Two factions in the party were battling in that succession race. President Emmerson Mnangagwa's side has indeed prevailed, and now he is in control of ZANU PF. However, in his opening address at this Congress, he did say that his presidency is not about the winning or, the installation of a faction and the replacement of another. His presidency, he said, was not about a particular tribe, a particular region, a particular totem being elevated. His presidency, he said, was about a united ZANU PF, a party that is focused on delivering what Zimbabweans are looking for and what Zimbabweans want. What the majority of Zimbabweans want here is the economy to improve. They want a better life. And President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been promising that. His government has been coming up with policies, implementing reforms that are aimed at addressing issues of job creation, addressing issues of industrialization, of resuscitating and revitalizing closed industries, of attracting foreign direct investment, which is crucial to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has largely been isolated for the past decade and a half and is now trying to win back the support of the international community, the international financial community, international lenders. So this Congress was the President Emmerson Mnangagwa saying that this is what he is pledged to do. This is what he is calling on ZANU PF to do, to bury the past, to bury the hatchet, to forget the divisions that have rocked the party and now look forward and deliver something for the people of Zimbabwe. In particular, he spoke about addressing the youth, of reconciling with the youth, of reaching out to young people who many of them are disenchanted and disillusioned because for years they have only known one party in charge. And because of the economic challenges that they've been facing, they are unhappy with that party, and that's ZANU PF. But President Emmerson Mnangagwa saying he is not the former president, that there is a new era and a new dawn and a new ZANU PF that is united and committed to delivering on what the people of Zimbabwe want, and that is a better economy and a better life. There had been speculation ahead of this Congress that Emmerson Mnangagwa might use this opportunity to appoint his deputies. He hasn't done that. He says that he's delayed that deliberately, and possibly in the coming week he will name his two vice presidents. What he did do was to reshuffle and make changes to the most senior organ of ZANU PF, and that is the Politburo. He made changes there. He also announced a new chairperson of the ruling party. He's elevated a former leader of the Women's League, Opamuchinguri Kashiri. She's also the Minister of Mines here, and made her the ZANU PF national chairperson. It's the first time that a female ZANU PF member has held that very powerful and influential post. It's an appointment that many people have, applauded here and said it shows that there's no segregation in ZANU PF, that there are equal opportunities if a woman is being given this very senior, this very powerful, in this very influential post. So we expect in the coming days that President Emmerson Mnangagwa will name his deputies, as he has said. He must name two vice presidents who many had hoped he might appoint at this Congress. So this Congress also made commitments that indeed President Emmerson Mnangagwa will be the the ZANU PF candidate in elections that are due by July 31 in 2018. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has said that those elections will be free, fair, credible and transparent. He's called upon ZANU PF to desist from political violence. He says that down with political violence, the election should be peaceful. He says that there's no opposition to speak of. ZANU PF now feeling very rejuvenated, revived, energized under a new leader, united going forward. And within the opposition ranks here, there's a lot of discontent. The opposition have been trying to put together a coalition which hasn't been coming together, and so ZANU PF feeling very confident that indeed it can carry the day when it comes to those elections. And so the president is saying there is no need for violence. Let's make this a peaceful election. Let's make it transparent. Let's make it credible. And that will give ZANU PF a resounding victory so it can retain its majority. Many people will look to that election next year, both here at home and abroad, to see if indeed it will deliver on those principles of transparency, of credibility and fairness, because that could be a cue, that could be the trigger, the catalyst for even more goodwill for Zimbabwe and for ZANU PF, for more foreign direct investment and international cooperation to now start flowing into Zimbabwe, and for further improvement of the Zimbabwean economy. So as you can see behind me, these are the last of the delegates here at the ZANU PF Congress. If you can see as well, there's some buses making their way out of this venue. This is the Robert Mugabe Square in Harare. Those buses have been bringing in ZANU PF members from across the 10 provinces of Zimbabwe. More than 6,000 delegates were packed here over the past day, deliberating on those resolutions which were meant to be passed here, and those were largely to confirm President Emmerson Mnangagwa as the first secretary and leader of ZANU PF, to confirm him as the candidate for ZANU PF in those 2018 elections, and lastly, to confirm decisions passed by the Central Committee to reinstate ZANU PF supporters and members who have been dismissed from the party since 2014 during those divisive factional fights. The Congress has indeed come to an end, compressed to 3 days from 6 days, in line with that imperative, with the new thrust by ZANU PF to cut costs, to focus now more on delivering things that the people of Zimbabwe need, to social service delivery, to addressing the economy, to improving the lives of ordinary Zimbabweans. The Robert Mugabe Square was the setting for that Congress, the first Congress without the former President Robert Mugabe, but now a new leader in charge who is promising to make things better for all Zimbabweans, who is promising to unite all Zimbabweans, who is promising to make ZANU PF united, to deliver a victory for ZANU PF in 2018 elections, when the party will now refocus on putting together a more comprehensive, a better economic plan for Zimbabwe. He says that he is a president for all Zimbabweans, all tribes, all races, and ZANU PF will be the party that is national in focus, forward-looking, looking to reconcile the youths, to make them the future of the party, to bring them into the fold, to make them ZANU PF members. I'm Farai Mwakutuya at Robert Mugabe Square in Harare, and I'm bringing you this live report, having bringing you this live report for CGTN Africa.